The show is art from over the last 28 years. In a way, it's my first show as well as a retrospective show. Yeah. To show who I am as an artist, it's like I don't think that can be done with just looking at one or two pieces or a series of pieces. Since it's my first show, to know who I am, you've just got to see my art over time. My name is Sharon Havelka. I'm a mixed media fiber artist focusing on sculptural quilts. So I started with like the first year out of college. I kind of thought that would be the time to start. So that was like 1995 up until like just, last month. I'm always thinking, I'll have a show one day. But just at home and just busy with the kids and life just kind of goes. And then, 10 years, 20 years. And then now that our kids are older, just finally being able to kind of get back into the art world. And so I just took everything out that I had in storage. Some stuff, kind of ages over time, but I don't mind that. I love landscapes, that duality between micro and macro worlds. I like that contrast and relativity. I'm also a nurse, so I work in the ICU at the VA and became connected to like the anatomy and physiology. I also love food, work about cooking, about the fermentation of cooking, the whole food chain, like how something is always eating something. You've got birth, growth, death, decomposition, and rebirth. Then I think, can that be turned into a quilt? I usually start by just finding something and then just figure out what that material can do. So I'll take a particular piece of clothing. It can be one of my husband's worn out shirts or some material that I got from my grandmother. My mom gives me stuff. Our kids' old clothes. Can it stretch? How can I manipulate it? Can I emphasize the pattern? Is the back better than the front? Can I stain it? Just how can I change it? And then usually a concept grows around that. Or sometimes I have a concept and then just have to find that material to fit that concept. But there's always this relationship between material, concept, and process. I just kept asking myself, what is this show all about? What is my art all about? There was just such a variety of art and didn't really have a theme to the show. Instead, I just asked myself, what is the relationship of art to my life? And that's how I came up with my statement of my art is made by what's around me in the space I'm in and with the time I have. Right now, doing the collaboration with my husband. I made this quilt a long time ago, maybe about 10 or 15 years ago. It's a quilt based on the Chinese centipede kite. So this one is about 15 feet long. It's got like the head, and then there's a neck, ribs, the rib cage, and the spine. And I've always wanted to build this sort of wooden skeletal structure underneath it or in it. And so that's what we're doing right now. So we've got the quilt lined out, and we've kind of got these ribs kind of made out of wood, and we're just trying to figure out how to put the two together. I think I'd like the viewers to just take away that my art is fluctuated by my life, and I just make things I never thought I would had just by looking around and letting go, being open to just what's around me and just making something. I mean, it can be anything and it can be made from everything. And then mostly I'd like the viewers just to see kind of what I see, some of the beauty in things that maybe are overlooked or considered kind of unusual or odd.